Welcome back to Crib Reactions. We are back with another video. It is your host, Chico Grande, aka Papa O'Block, with my co-host.
Sheldon doubt that.
I don't know what fake name that is.
Don't worry about it, but it's your favorite Star Wars enthusiast, your favorite Star Wars.
I know a lot. He knows a little, but we're going to teach this young Padawan the way.
Ain't no Padawan no more. I got my lightsaber.
Andor Episode 5 Breakdown with Theory. We're going to do a reaction to his video. Check out Star Wars Theory. That's another, he probably has a channel already like that. But link will be in the description to the original video and to his channel. So check him out because we couldn't do a breakdown video this good. It would have been it would have taken me 9 years to make this video.
I don't think so. When we first started doing them,
my first videos ever on Crib Reactions,
500 clips.
I was doing too much, but it wasn't put together this well. But we're going to break it down. Check out our podcast. We do a podcast every Monday, 9 a.m. Link in description. We also game on Xbox, Xbox One, TFTC Gaming, on Twitch, Tales from the Crib, Instagram, Tales from the Crib 2.0. But let's go ahead and
start the show.
Get into the reaction.
Cover episode 5, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who joined the watch party last night. I had a lot of fun as always, and I'll be seeing you guys next week for episode 6. Now, first and foremost, I'll give my brief thoughts. I thought the episode had a lot of exposition, a lot of unnecessary exposition. I do feel that the story is building nicely, and eventually some big things will happen, of course, seeing as how episode 6 will probably have.
But to me, it's too slow.
You think so?
Comment below. Do you think it's too slow or not? Because to me, it's like it's moving at a snail's pace. Like the first 4 episodes could be done in the first 2 episodes. Like we only got 12. I feel like we're wasting like chunks of 4 episodes when we could make an episodes that really count.
True.
I mean, besides the TIE fighter flying by and scaring the bejesus out of them, I think this episode was pretty docile. But let's see what
words.
Let's see what Theory has to say.
Have the end of the heist, or perhaps that could be into episode 7. But if that's the case, there's still another 4 or 5 episodes left, meaning there's a lot more that can happen and go on in the show. I just hope that they cut out a lot of the unnecessary stuff that we don't really need and just really get to the point in a much more movie style fashion versus TV style, which drags things out a lot episode by episode. But then again, this is a TV show. So anyways, let's begin with the breakdown. So this episode starts off with Cyril at home, and he's emotionally very devastated for his failure and for losing his job. He feels responsible for the Empire getting involved.
It was so
that nasty.
And then he goes to his mom's house, and I think like his mom didn't. I guess she doesn't see him at all, and she's like, "You got a prospect yet? You got a prospect yet?"
His mom was being a hater, but oh man, it already went by so quick.
Because you pressed the button.
Now, blue milk, of course, for those new to Star Wars, was first having a bowl of space cereal with blue milk.
Cereal.
Now, blue milk, of course, for those new to Star Wars, was first seen in A New Hope on the Lars homestead with Luke Skywalker and Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen. Now, some of the life advice.
If we make enough money from this channel, we're going to go to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. So you need to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video, because if we get enough money up from this channel, we will go to Florida so my co-host could visit family, and we're going to stop by Disney World.
Oh Lord, I don't know why you trying to go to Disney World.
We're gonna go to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and we're gonna vlog the whole thing.
Comment below. How do you feel about these past 5 episodes of Andor? Are you feeling it? Do you feel like my co-host, is it going a little slow? Because to me, since I'm not that deep into Andor and I really don't know much about him, this seems amazing.
I mean, yeah, it's cool. It just seems like a standard, like sci-fi space thing, but I think it's just okay. Like it's just nothing that great yet, but it's still going on, so we'll have to wait and see.
Being given here is actually really beneficial and really good, not just to Cyril, but for us too as the viewer. Now, Cyril's mom is going to call Uncle Harlow, calling in for a big family favor. And Cyril says, well, will he even remember you, or will he even give you the time of day? And she says, yeah, of course, and he'll be happy to do it. So who is this Uncle Harlow? Does he work in the Empire? Maybe. Is he high up? Possibly. Could he give Cyril his job back or a job with the Empire?
He's gonna work for
it
the
is
Empire.
possible. But maybe he
And then
is
betray
a
him.
bounty hunter. Maybe he does some other job that Cyril
He ain't
will
gonna be no
find
bounty
interesting.
hunter.
Or maybe it's just some low-level job that Cyril really wants nothing to do with. Now, I think Cyril's information of Cassian and the hologram that he has with him, which was ratted to him by
He's so
Cassian's
addicted to
buddy
Cassian.
Tim,
When he gonna let it
will
go? He
eventually be
lost all
used
his
against
troops.
Cassian, of course. Cassian wakes up on Aldhani with the
He wants Cassian.
He lost all his troops trying to catch Cassian, and he's just like still
when he
still
could have
on
let
it.
it go. He could have let it go, had a drama-free time when he was in charge, but instead he wanted to do his own investigation and get like more than half of his team killed.
Don't be like him, kids.
the crew as they near the heist to take money from the Empire's military base. He chats with Skeen, and this is one of the guys at the camp who
Don't trust
took
him at
all of
all.
Cassian's blasters to check them out. It's very evident that Skeen does not trust or like Cassian,
I gotta check
and
your
I think
bags.
actually that they're going to become good friends going on, and probably Skeen's going to die or something like that. Now Skeen points to one of the blasters and says this is corporate issue. So right off the bat we can tell that the tensions are high between these two, and he just really doesn't trust Cassian at all, as he's always putting Cassian in the hot seat and questioning and interrogating him. So this episode really helped establish much more about the dynamic between the people in the heist and the crew, and the fact that they don't really trust each other much. Skeen shows Cassian his different tattoos to show that he's been a prisoner of different worlds, different planets. And Cassian responds with having been in juvie basically as a kid himself when he was 13. Mon
Wow.
Mothma
He's
has
locked
breakfast
up
on
too.
Coruscant with her husband and her daughter, Lita.
And this part right here was just so
They
sad.
were just being so mean to her.
She's like, "You're a bad mom. Why does it even matter? You just want to do it for the image."
You just want people to see you dropping me off.
Mm-hmm. And then,
I ain't gonna give you that
then
pleasure.
the dad didn't even back her up.
No,
See,
not at all. He hung her out to dry. He was like, I do not care. Everyone hates you, including our daughter.
I mean, like, this is what happens when you focus more on work than your family. But we gonna see how this turns out. Who's this girl supposed to be? Do you know?
The daughter.
Well, I mean, is she like an
No,
important?
no, she ain't important.
There's some family drama here, and it's evident that both Mon Mothma's husband and daughter don't really like her all that much. I think this is to show that Mon Mothma is singled out, that she's human, and she's being bullied or ganged up on. I think this makes her sort of the victim in the story, and it'll help with her story of being a fighter, a lone wolf, going against all odds type of thing, without much support at all from those that are very close to her. I think her and her husband have very different political ideologies. Cassian checks out an old school interceptor for star systems. He then gives valuable information about the heist in regards to the weight of the ship, which the crew was about to completely oversight on and make a very
The crew didn't know anything.
They know nothing.
They were about to make a whole bunch of mistakes.
Like, it was trial and
And
error.
like they were gonna be like Suicide Squad. They were about to get massacred.
That's why he had to take over the job. Like, I'm finna drive the ship, and there's nothing y'all can say about it
Because y'all don't know how to
anything.
drive. You don't.
Yeah.
He's all. You don't know how to drive a stick. He goes. I don't know if the Star Wars fans listen to this, but Broncos country, let's ride. Poor little Russell Wilson. Comment below
Oh,
if you
God.
think it's funny, or do you even watch sports? If you're a Star Wars fan and you watch sports, let us know. But yeah, this episode's been going so slow, man. Like, it depends. Like, I like behind the scenes stuff where you can see stuff like kind of, what's going on for like something
Mhm.
big. But it's like it has to be one of my favorite characters. Like,
How many
and-
episodes is the season supposed to be?
I think 12.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense why it's going so slow. It's a lot of episodes. You
But
can't.
I just, I mean, this is a snail's pace.
I mean, it started off with
This
action.
is like in Dragon Ball Z when Goku fought Frieza.
It
For
took 4 episodes.
they're like the planet's gonna explode in 5 minutes, and 30 episodes later, there's like a minute and a half left. Like, the timing just does not make sense.
It was crazy, but Dragon Ball Z is a classic. But
Yeah, that's still my favorite show, my favorite animated show of all time. But yeah, let's see what else he got to say.
very grave mistake, which would have resulted in their capture or their demise. So clearly, Cassian knows more about these ships and vehicles than the crew. He's a valuable asset,
Facts.
and there's much more to him than they think. He knows more, but more importantly, how does he know this much? Tamarin runs Cassian through some drills to make him walk and move like an Imperial soldier, and we saw how detail-oriented and observant Cassian is as he notices things about the heist members, like which hand's their dominant hand, and knowing proper military procedures, like the firing arm should be on the outside of the lineup. As a TIE fighter flies over them, almost hitting them, they cover the blasters, which they refer to as guns, and I thought that was really weird. It kind of took me out of it. That's really the first time in Star Wars, I believe. But maybe these are guns. Maybe these aren't blasters, but...
Yeah, what I mean, because it's like blasters are cool, and I know that like they could probably do way more damage than a bullet, but a bullet will still kill you. No, you know, it'll still get the job done as far as murking people, so it would be weird if this is like the first ever like projectile gun in Star Wars rather than a laser.
And I guess they're surfing around, detecting to see if anybody has any illegal weapons, because they're supposedly not supposed to have these weapons, the blasters.
Yeah, I mean maybe I don't know. They could be doing that. I don't know if they have that capability or not. But yeah, they're just probably looking for anything out of the ordinary, and we're gonna see if they execute this mission or if it blows up in their face. Probably the next episode.
Again, this has not happened in Star Wars before, so possible slight oversight, or maybe it'll be explained later. We jump a couple scenes, and Andor gets dressed and puts Luthen's Rakata kyber crystal around his neck and hides it in his chest. Now,
oh yeah, I mean he was he was always awkward whenever he was like talk to that one girl, and then that one dude was all, she already shares a blanket with another.
Yeah, he's a hater.
And then but I think she shares a blanket with the head girl, the blonde girl. Well, he was like, "Hey, there's still room in that blanket, sir. There's still room in that blanket."
Star Wars, y'all some creeps.
Now, if you want to learn about the Rakata, I made a video just a few days ago covering the Rakata Empire, the Infinite Empire, and their complete history. So go check that out if you so wish. They're a really cool species, and they got a really cool history as well. Dedra continues to research the case that she was ordered not to continue regarding the NS9 Starpath unit that Cassian took. Now, I believe that unit has something to do with being a navigation unit or navigation system that was probably going to go in some big Imperial ship, maybe even an Imperial Star Destroyer. She's convinced that all of the mishappenings around the galaxy aren't random, but actually are purposely meant to look random, which makes them, of course, rigged. She's going to crack the case, and she will probably get to the bottom of this eventually with her coworker. The crew gets ready for the heist, and this is the last night before they get on the move. Cyril and his mother continue to talk, and at this point the cereal is mushy for the length that they've been chatting, or at least it's edited that way, because like several days.
She just wants to find a prospect. Is that so hard to find? But I mean, and then the way he was talking about it, what Andor was with the other people when he kept getting question, like, who are you? I would have flipped out. I was like, I'm over here to save y'all lives.
Yeah, without me, y'all would die in 10 minutes into the mission. Andor's there to save the day, and he's like, I'm a hired gun.
Time and time again, he has to prove him wrong, but we're going to see. Hopefully they get it around episode 6 or 7, and hopefully he gets a new job, because I'm tired of him.
Eating cereal?
I'm tired of him trying to catch Cassian.
Sitting there chatting away. Cassian, or by his alias Clem, goes over routines with Vel. We learn that Lieutenant Gorn lost the woman he loved and lost a promotion with the Empire. I'm assuming perhaps the two might have been related or something, as it made him fall out of passion with his job and for working for the Empire, thus turning him into a spy and helping Cassian and the crew. Skeen takes a knife to Cassian's throat and rips off the kyber crystal that Luthen gave him. Skeen finally cracked and doesn't believe Cassian is legit. He's wondering why Cassian brought treasure with so much with him on a heist. So Cassian does the unthinkable and tells the crew that he's a pay-for-hire. He's just there to get the job done and get paid. The crew get mad at Vel for not telling them, but they eventually get over it. Mon Mothma and her husband head home in their car on Coruscant with their driver. So I guess they had the dinner that was mentioned in the previous
thought we were gonna
episode, in
see the
episode
dinner.
4, that would have had Sly Moore and a whole bunch of other politicians there as well. Now, I was really excited for this because Sly Moore was very, very close to Palpatine during the prequels, and there's a very big backstory on Sly Moore, which I'll be uploading a video on her very soon in a couple days here, and I want you guys to check it out
scary.
because
Lore?
there's a lot of
Slime
really
lore, yeah.
interesting lore behind her, and her connection to Palpatine is rather quite deep. And in
Does she ever
Legends,
fight?
they even had a kid. Well, sort of.
Not
So
on
if we
screen.
do see her in the show, the fact that she was mentioned is promising. It is cool. Maybe we'll see her in the Senate, as we did see the Senate in the trailer, with the same one that we saw in Revenge of the Sith, and of course the rest of the prequels. So there is a good chance that we'll see her near the end of the season, maybe next to Palpatine himself. Anyways, Mon Mothma and her husband go over the dinner conversation, and her husband, Garen, sees something wrong with her. He says, "You saw me talking to Gar Tafid tonight." Now, I don't know who that Gar Tafid guy is. I don't really think it's important. He's a new
Is it
character in the
Glub
show, I
Shido?
believe. Garen asks to learn about this new foundation Mothma has been hiding.
If you don't know, my co-host's favorite character in Star Wars is Glub Shido.
Who?
Glub Shido?
Shoot the hoe?
Glub Shido.
Is that the in the Book of Boba Fett? The
Yeah.
elephant?
No, that's not the elephant, but he's in the background. Yeah. Comment below. Do you know who Glub Shido is?
Comment below. Is my co-host trying me? Do I need to knock him down? Do I need to make him feel the force?
Hey, yo,
Pause.
I'm gonna block that force.
Well,
I'm gonna use electric shock after that one.
hiding from him until tonight. She says you wouldn't be interested because it's about charity. So clearly that's a jab, and these two aren't very similar. We get the idea. Their interests or ideologies
Infinite divorce
politically
suit.
are completely
Just
different
like
as
Tom
well.
Brady.
And Garen seems to lean on the opposite political spectrum as his wife. The crew arrive at the Imperial military base and set up camp, as Cyril sits on his bed and watches
think
the
he loves
revolving
Cassian.
hologram of Cassian Andor
He
that
wants
Tim
to in
leaks
all
to
around
him.
his mouth.
Hey.
He seems committed to finding him and bringing him to
Come on,
jail.
calm down, Chet.
Maybe he thinks that if he does this, he'll gain favor again, or he'll get his job back, or maybe he'll get a job with the Empire and his title along with it. Skeen tells Cassian about his brother, so he's starting to open up to Cassian now and says this is sort of
too late.
a form of apology from him. Now, Skeen's brother, long story short, was killed by the Empire. Basically, how he had his farm flooded, a farm of pepper trees, centuries of them, and destroyed by an Imperial, where he ended up taking his own life, sadly. So Skeen definitely has it out for the Empire now for what they did to his brother, and not to mention he didn't like them very much in the first place anyways. Luthen has second thoughts on hiring Andor and thinks maybe it was a bad move, maybe it's going to fail him, maybe he made a big mistake. We see the Jedi and Sith holocrons behind him, and God knows what the heck is inside of them, what kind of information. It'd be pretty cool to find out.
I wanna get all
Luthen's
this
coworker walks
inside the
over
holocrons.
and he tells her to double check her walkaway bag. So clearly he thinks things will go wrong and that they'll need to be on the run. She says it'll all be over this time tomorrow, and Luthen says, or will it just be starting? I thought this line was really cool. This is in reference to the rebellion. This could be the very first big move people make against the Empire. And word could get out, which could be the exact story people need, that this is possible. It is indeed a possibility to win against them if they work together. If we work together. And so I believe that this is really the start of the rebellion in its entirety. So far, the show is up and down. I do
He does a good Palpatine voice. But let's see. He's going to wrap it up here, and we'll give our thoughts.
enjoy the show. I know it has a slower tone, and I don't necessarily mind that. However, I would love if they would speed up some of the scenes and just take us a little bit more into some action, as now we're entering the 6th episode and really not all that much has happened. But hey, let's see where the show goes. It's building a lot of the dynamic with a lot of different characters, and we have a lot of different stories that we're running through in this show. Cassian, Mon Mothma, Luthen, the Imperials, Daedra. So there's a lot being built, and I understand that takes time. So going forwards, let's see what happens, and I can't wait to see you all in next week's watch party. Let me know what you think about the episode going forwards, what you would have loved to have seen this episode, and what you would love to see in the next week's episode as well. What do you hope to get out of this show? Leave a like on this breakdown if you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for your support.
We definitely enjoyed it.
We definitely enjoyed it, and I already know. See, the last episode and this episode will slow. So this next episode is gonna be episode 6. Is gonna be more. It's gonna be action.
I swear, if we're not at least the beginning of the heist, I'm done. We at least got to start the heist by episode 6. That's halfway through the show. You ain't even started the heist.
See, I hope they wait till like episode 7 just for y'all, just to give y'all, just to stick it to y'all one good time. But on a scale of 1 to 10, what are you giving this episode?
I give this episode. I give it a straight.
I give it a 6.8.
I was gonna say 7.
Close
I
enough.
like the acting. It was a little slow. I understand his character building, but we need a little more to happen. Hopefully, next episode's at least got to be at 8.5. Come on, you got to bring it, Andor. Don't disappoint us like Kenobi.
See,
Kenobi was so bad. I think we reviewed the first episode and didn't do the rest of the show.
But we still watched it though.
Yeah, it was okay, but there was this a lot of opportunities missed and a lot of stuff that they could have did better. And actually, if you want to watch a way better version, check out Kai Patterson. His cut of the Kenobi, he cut it down to like a 2.5 hour movie, and it was way better than that series. Cut out a lot of the malarkey and cut it a little bit better and used better music. So yeah, it was really good. But yeah, episode 7 out of 10. You give it what, a 6.8?
6.8. And also, I'm gonna need y'all to comment below. What do y'all get it? Because you know we appreciate y'all opinions. And also, before we go, we need y'all to check out the main page, Tales from the Crib, dropping every Monday, new time, 9 a.m. Central Time.
Check it out. Link will be in the description with all of our other channels, gaming clips. We do it all. Check us on our Instagram, Tales from the Crib 210. Any final thoughts?
We love you. We signing out. It's time to get the shmoney.
Oh, yeah. Are you ready for next week's episode? Comment below. We're out of here.